west part of Omaha, right around Elkhorn. A little looser there, but this has been the debris we're tracking, and it's still here. And that just says that, and now it's here. All right, so I believe there's a rain-wrapped tornado, and that debris is up to it's Rainwood Road and 186th Street, according to our radar. Not sure why that's not 180th Street. Oh, it is. Oh, I see. There's a little, the road takes a turn there, but this is debris up in here. Rainwood Road, and again, coming to the west part of Bennington, there's a huge lake development out here, just west of Bennington, and this is a rain-wrapped tornado in here. This is still debris, damage, it's swirling. There's our live look at Super Doppler 7 radar. Here's the velocity couplet. And again, right through here, maybe there's two areas we've got here now where we've got some rotation in here, and I was fearing that was going to happen where the rain-wrapped tornado, the rain eventually kills off the updraft there and a new circulation develops on the south side. We got to watch that really, really closely. There it is. Now it's at Military, 180th to 174th Street. Just on the west side of Bennington, this is coming through here. It still looks like it's a tornado. There's a good look from the National Weather Service's radar. The couplet looks really good right there. Again, that's the area that I'm talking about here. One thing to note, that's their radar. This is our live radar. You know, we've got an advantage here where our live, as that sweep goes by, that's the current location right here. And again, this was the velocity that we had on the Weather Service's radar here. So again, the advantage of having your own dual pole radar allows you to see there's the current look. Wow. 180th and Bennington Road, our best couplet right there. I'm pretty sure this is a huge lake development. Yeah, this is right in through here. There are huge houses right there, and this storm, this correlation coefficient, is going right over the top of that thing. I'm hopeful that maybe something will happen, but it doesn't look like it. This is debris right over this gigantic development there. It's plowing through a populated area with, you know, very large homes out there. There are many, many million-dollar homes in the Omaha area, but there's a big concentration of them right there. And it continues to show the debris right over that area. And that has been showing that debris for quite a while across that location. So let me zoom back out here real quick. No other confirmed tornadoes, but that one that we're tracking in the northwest side of Omaha, right in through there. And again, debris with that storm north and then just on the west side of Bennington. Live look at Super Doppler 7 radar, dual pole. There's a live look at that is coming up on Highway 36 and right over between 168th and 180th Street. And again, here's the correlation coefficient. This is debris right here. Hopefully this thing is maybe starting to lift. Our cameras are having a hard time seeing it because there's rain wrapped around it. So if we could go to that Methodist Women's Hospital camera again, you're looking at it, but there's rain falling here that we're seeing, and in the middle of that somewhere, there still has been this tornado occurring, causing damage. So this is just west of Bennington proper, but they call the area Bennington out there anyway. And again, a tornado has tracked over a large section of western Douglas County and far west Omaha, including the areas that we call Waterloo, Elkhorn, Bennington, and then back down toward the West Shores subdivision. So this is a long swath where this thing has been on the ground. I'm looking down here. I want to see what the radar looks like as far as velocity. There is a little bit of a couplet there in that area around Cedar Creek, and it doesn't show that there's as good a circulation. Pretty good circulation there around Wahoo from another storm that's out there. but the confirmed tornado, and we know that this is still on the ground. Look at that. This is crossing the county line now, up just north of Bennington. You see this hook, this swirl right here. If I animate this, I'll widen it out a little bit, give you about 30 minutes. You'll watch it. Again, this is the cell we're looking at right through here. And if I show it right through here, it's moving pretty fast, zipping up to the north. So this is going into Washington County now, but having produced a long, long swath of damage, unfortunately. Live reflectivity, the velocity, still very impressive. Toward and away, cross county line into Washington County, right here. And this is the correlation coefficient. Still have debris showing up in this area here. Almost a worst case scenario here where that storm touched down and then looked like it just kept on going all the way across Douglas County. And it looked impressive from the velocity standpoint, like there was a very tight couplet of toward and away, very close. This case right here, we got a good look at damage apparently. North of Lincoln, there you can see. Gardner Industries, wow.
So this is Northwest 98th Street?
Northwest,
right in between Lincoln and Waverly, if you're on that stretch of Highway 6 looking to the east.
Northwest 98th Street, north of Waverly.
West of Waverly.
West of Waverly,
east of Lincoln.
East of Lincoln, west of Waverly, north of the interstate?
That would be south of the interstate.
South of the interstate. So this touchdown first south of the interstate on that east side, northeast side of Lincoln here. Look at that. All right. And this is the same storm that we're still tracking up into Washington County. It didn't have a tornado the entire time. Looked like at times it lifted, but it looks like this has been on the ground across all of Douglas County from east of Utan all the way up. All right, Bill, go ahead and take it away. You've got a damage update for us?
Yeah, it looks like 212th and Fowler. A guy says half of his house is gone. This would be an Elkhorn address, just
north of Elkhorn Middle School, it looks like.
Southeast of Fort and 216th.
Okay. Yeah, I'm certain we're going to have many, many damage reports, unfortunately, from that Elkhorn area, Waterloo, and then western parts of far western Douglas County. That area I mentioned, West Shore subdivision, looked like it was on the ground near that, just east of there, and then crossed 275 and up into Waterloo and Elkhorn. This is a live look at the velocity sweep. Green is toward, wow, and red is away. I mean, Luke, if you can, what's the gate to gate on this one here? What is this green toward and red away, like these two spikes right there? So these are, that's away from Omaha. 53, these are inbound values. Is that a 93?
Yeah,
what, I want to know this
93.1.
green one right here is coming in toward Omaha here. And then the red one is going away from Omaha here. So this is the circulation that we have right here. So when it gets tight like that, when the red and green are right next to each other, very impressive spin so close together here, and that's what we have at the moment. This is into Washington County, but there are, been a lot of development in the last 20 years in that area, and there are many, many areas that have homes.
Yeah, Bill, just one more thing. That tornado warning we had in Cass County, we're now getting a lot of reports of large funnel clouds.
Okay.
But it doesn't sound like they've seen a tornado touch the ground yet.
Gotcha. Well, this still looks like a tornado right here on live dual pol. You see that swirl right there, and again, the rain wrapping all the way around it, but that is up into southern Washington County. I'm going to zoom in so I can get a location here. County Road 38, County Road 31. This is just west of Blair High Road, which is Highway 133. That's this road right here. And that's the one that the Fairfield camera is at. I don't know if we have that view, but if we can look out to the northwest from Fairfield, I mean, you just rarely see anything like that. But this is just an incredible swirl on the radar. There's Kennard. And let's take this live here. Got that view right here. Right there, so directly north of Bennington, and again, this is about to get up toward Blair High Road, and there are, a number of developments and homes as you get up into this area here. Fort Calhoun, just a little farther east, but this is going to be tracking up in the direction of Blair or South Blair. I know Woodhouse has its autos up here a little closer to Blair. Hopefully it will stay in mostly rural areas up here into Washington County, but this is it right here. Tornado, still looking like it on the radar. Let's look at the correlation coefficient. Yep. So this blob tells us that there's stuff in the air that isn't rain or hail. And if that's the case, that means it's trees, boards, dust, but it's been a really strong signature for quite a period of time. And we look for that here, for these areas down here, and what we're going to see is there a place where there's the velocity? It doesn't look like it. There's two storms down here, but we don't see the kind of velocity in these storms in Papillion, in Springfield, in Cedar Creek, Louisville, or down toward Weeping Water. You don't see the kind of couplet that we have right there. The beauty of these radars is that when you see them and you see something like this, you know that this is obviously must be watched, and in this case is still a tornado because we still have this debris occurring in this area. Let me zoom this back out just a smidge. Let me see the path that's taken here. So it is going more northeast than anything, and so on that path, let's just put a little track on this. So right here and moving north, and it's moving north fast. It's like, let's say it's 37 miles an hour. It is going to pass just barely southeast of Blair.
It's moving northeast at 40 miles per hour is what the National Weather Service has.
Yep, and if I draw that track, hopefully it stays on this track because Blair is right here, and it would pass just barely south and east of Blair and far enough west of Fort Calhoun. So I'm optimistic that it won't hit Blair, but boy, if you're in Blair, you should be in safe shelter where that storm continues to swirl. Luke, I don't think I've had a storm like this that's tracked over the metro in a consistent basis like this, where we've seen damage here in the 32 years that I've been here. We've had some storms that have produced strong straight line winds. We've had some smaller tornadoes, but this is the biggest tornado we've seen come across the Omaha Metro. Last summer, last May, we had a pretty big tornado that tracked across parts of Dodge and also Burt counties. And at that time, we were saying, boy, we're fortunate this isn't covering many populated areas. Unfortunately, this one looks as strong, maybe stronger, and it is covering populated areas. So this is a tough thing. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Is it safe to say that, at this point, we can expect a lot of damage and destruction in those areas?
Yes, unfortunately, just because of where this is tracked, there are hundreds, maybe even thousands of homes that could have been impacted along the path that this has taken across all of western Douglas County. It's more sparsely populated up here, but not entirely so. And, I expect that there's going to be some more damage up here. And really, it's just kind of, if you're unlucky and your home is hit by the strong part of the tornado. Sometimes it's a half a mile wide, but maybe only quarter mile of that is strongest winds coming that will cause the worst damage, and other areas won't be hit so badly. But where this is tracked, there are hundreds of homes certainly in the path, and potentially thousands that were along the line of where this went. It looked really impressive as it was coming through southwest Omaha, and still does, even at this time, up here into Washington County. And I suppose, Luke, when you think about it, there's no reason that this should necessarily weaken just because of the dynamics of the atmosphere today.
Yeah, and there's nothing in front of that storm as well. And then when you look at the previous long-lived tornado that we had that didn't quite get into our viewing area, that stayed out to the west and kind of moved up towards Norfolk, that one lasted a long time. So clearly the atmosphere is primed for long-lived storms and long-lived tornadoes.
Absolutely, and that still looks as good as we've seen. That is right, has crossed Highway 133. It looks like this is you got some subdivisions in here. You see the roads in through here, and let's just look at the correlation coefficient again, and it's still there. So there has been a lot of damage, and there's still debris and stuff in the air. So this, again, looks kind of weird, but when you're seeing the blue and purple here, that's where the radar is seeing things that aren't rain or snow or hail. And in this case, we know that that's debris that it's hit. All right. Oh, a view in Blair. Look at the hail coming down here. Wow. And this is looking, I'm guessing, to the south from Blair. And there's the hill right there. And this thing is coming up. So I'm thinking that this is Blair High Road as it comes up into Blair. And you see the hailstones here, which is pretty common if you're going to have hail. It's on the north side of where there would be a tornado. But that cell is moving kind of right up and just east of Highway 133. It still looks to me like this is going to be on the east side of Blair, but there are homes up there too. I believe that, Andrew, my producer, is asking me here, is there still a tornado on the ground? I believe this is a rain-wrapped tornado in here. I think there's still a tornado in there. I think it crossed, this is Highway 133. I believe it crossed Highway 133, and it's going, I'll show you the motion here. This is going to go between, this is the debris we're tracking, okay? This is going to go, I think, between DeSoto and Blair, so right through, kind of in the middle. So most of the Blair population is right here, and this is tracking just barely south of there, but there obviously are home sites, farms, there are people living in these areas. Just the concentration of population is a lot greater in Blair than it is just 3-4 miles south of Blair, but it's still right here. So I'm thinking that there's still a tornado there, and looking at this, we still have green coming toward Omaha, red going away. So I think this is still a tornado, unfortunately, tracking up. This is, I think this is Highway 75 through here that kind of comes up from eastern Douglas County up through Fort Calhoun, DeSoto, and up to Blair. And then this is Highway 133, this little line here where this storm just crossed.
Hey, Bill, also, well, one quick update on the other warnings we have. Of course, this pertains our attention more, but Cass and Sarpy County has been issued till 4:45 now, and it's still radar indicated.
Yep.
So no report on that touching the ground yet. Odo County tornado warning has been canceled, and also Colfax Platte tornado warning still issued till 4:45 now, and that is just radar indicated rotation as well.
Luke, that's very helpful, because the tough thing is that, you got 4 tornado warnings or a bunch of tornado warnings. You have to try to cover them all, because I know all of our viewers are important and we are concerned about that. But this is a tornado on the ground in our estimation, looking at the velocity, looking at the correlation coefficient, and it's still producing damage, we think. Jessica Perez is out there. Give us your location, what you got.
Yeah, I'm on near Highway 275 and the intersection of Pacific Street. There's a lot of damage, some leveled houses here. I'm going to move over to the side here. You can see there are some down trees, there are some down power lines, and a man's house has been destroyed. He tells me first they've been through the floods and now they're going through this tornado damage. Now you can see there's quite a bit of damage over here. There's a barn, he said, that was being used as an apartment that was now completely destroyed. He tells me his family is doing okay, but he did lose a couple pets he's not able to find right now at the moment. Again, some down power lines that we're seeing right down here in the front of the house, and we're also seeing some down trees. There's a lot of damage here. Law enforcement has closed off the end of the street over there. There's quite a bit. There's some ambulances, there's police down there. There's also some fire departments that are down at the end over there. Now, the cleanup process is going to take a while here. Right now, there's just a lot of devastation. The family's clearly feeling a lot of emotion at this time. We'll keep you updated on the damage that these tornadoes have caused.
Yeah, Jessica.
Back to you.
Jessica, can you stay with me for a second? So you mentioned seeing ambulance and police in the area. Do you have any idea of any injuries? Is that a concern? Are you hearing me, Jessica? All right, looks like she's not hearing me, but just to recap.
I'm sorry, I'm having
Yeah. Okay, Jessica.
I'm
we'll get
having
back
some
to
trouble
you.
hearing you.
We'll get back to you, Jessica, but it looks like, just to recap what she said, down trees in that area, down power lines. A man's home is destroyed. She showed us his barn was destroyed, and she mentioned seeing ambulance and police in the area. So just to reiterate to everyone, this is a
You're cutting out.
serious situation. Got a few emails, people are mentioning that Bill's sleeves are not yet and wondering how serious this is. It is still very, very serious right now. So if you're in those affected areas that he's talked about, please be sure to take shelter.
Yeah, you're right, Quiddy said. Probably should have done that. And, it's the kind of thing that I didn't even think about today just because of the nature of the situation. Yeah. This is a super serious situation. We think this is still a tornado here in this area of Washington County, just between Blair and DeSoto. So here is Blair, here is DeSoto. This is a tornado occurring right through here. This is the velocity, toward Omaha, away from Omaha right here. And then this is the debris signature right there still. So there is Highway 75. I'm just going to zoom in. So just so you get a sense for here, this is the big population of Blair here. All the city streets, homes. This area right here along the river is going to be in the path. I'm not sure. I know we've got some industrial stuff along the river there, and it's going to cross the river, it looks like, near or just south of Highway 30. So this is still a tornado that has been on the ground for, I think, the better part of 45 minutes to an hour as it's tracked from Waverly up this way. And then looking at this, we just want to see if there's anything else that looks like we have a couplet like that with these cells. And we still have some spots down here that we're going to have to watch very closely coming through Louisville and Cedar Creek, because that cell could also rotate as it spins up this way toward Omaha. But this, a lot of times when you get a tornado, it will keep on going just because of the spin, the lift in the atmosphere, and that's the case right here. Right between Blair and DeSoto, it still looks like there is the tornado occurring here.
We also have a crew headed to the 212th and Fowler area. Bill mentioned this earlier, but a man said that the top of his house was destroyed. So we have Sean McKinnon and a photographer headed that way to check that out. So they should be giving us an update pretty soon here.
Right, and I'm just fearful that we're going to have many damage reports coming in, and we're getting these initial reports, but given the swath of where this storm went and where it looks like on the map that we have big population areas. I was mentioning the big lake community development up there just west of Bennington. It looked like it went right over the top of that too, and there are hundreds of homes that potentially could have been in the path here. Luke, it looks like a new tornado warning here, or an update to the warning in the Blair and Missouri Valley area.
Yeah, it looks like that tornado warning. Well, we just got one 415 Douglas, Nebraska, Douglas County, Pottawatomie County as well. It looks like that one's just continuing on with the cell that we've been following. And then, yes, it still has the emergency tornado warning tag on Harrison, Iowa, and also Washington.
Okay. Yep. So ordinarily these are flashing purple and there's a confirmed tornado, but it still looks like it to me that there probably is still a tornado rain wrapped in here, kind of between Blair and DeSoto here. And it still shows as a couplet crossing the river right through here, just on the southeast side of Blair. I'll zoom in, and then the correlation coefficient, it still looks like there's debris in the air right through here. So this is a very long swath where this has gone, and as I mentioned, potentially hundreds of homes have been in the path, if not 1,000 homes in the path of where this thing tracked through the last hour or so. So still a tornado warning until 4:30. This is, if you're in Missouri Valley, it's just to the west of you and looks like it will stay just to the west of Missouri Valley. This is what we call reflectivity, the regular radar. And this, if I zoom out, you'll probably get a better sense for it here. This is a spinning storm, and this is the hooked up area where rain is wrapped all the way around the tornado updraft here. And we can see it on the velocity right through here. This is the couplet, and then this is the debris that's occurring right here. This is outside of it. I don't believe this is debris over here. It's just that there's no precipitation showing there. But this area in here is where there is some precipitation. Put my hand right here. And we also have the velocity couplet right there, and then our correlation coefficient. So this is still debris, the same thing that we tracked quite a ways here. I'm going to go back in time, and we'll be able to, kind of confirm where damage occurred by doing this. But if I go back in time here, that's current. So this is the debris ball that tracked through here. And if I go back in time, right here, this was all debris. This was debris, this was debris, this was debris into Douglas County here and back through Douglas County. And this is at 3:30. That was in the southwest corner of Douglas County, about when we picked it up on our Skycam at Methodist Women's Hospital. So it's tracked all the way through, and wherever we have that signature, there's debris in the air, and it continues all the way here through Washington County and now crossing the river and going into western Harrison County of Iowa. But kind of between Blair and DeSoto, and between Blair and Missouri Valley. Missouri Valley farther over, technically in the warning, but we've seen the storm itself. This is what's been the tornado right here, has not looking like it's going to approach that area.
Hey, Bill, we just got one more report in,
Yep.
or a tornado warning in that goes out till 4:45. Colfax and Platte County now have a confirmed tornado, 13